Fellows. Hello, fellows. Well met,
Morning.
fellows. Was
And
that
and
Shakespeare?
we
Good.
got some ladies in the house. We got
Oh,
the lovely Tracy in the house,
oh, yes. Look at
and
that. We
we
have.
got Cowboy here too.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and that was.
Anthony.
Sorry. Are
Oh,
you, are you casting aspersions upon his manhood?
Never.
Ah, we've got some lovely folks. We've got Rockmouth and Dre and Tracy and Al Davis and there he is. The show is starting soon and it's gonna be epic. Excellent. And young William Pease, Piker to you, my friend. Geek to Sneak, PyCon Fusion, Lo-Fi Monk, and many, many, many more. Chaps, how the heck are you? And as we're talking about your heck, how's it been hanging?
Are we starting with me?
yeah.
You can
Start with Will.
start with
William,
whoever you
how's
want.
it hanging, William?
Yeah, how is it hanging? Literally
Sure,
over the
sure.
top of
Oh,
Ray.
Can I just say
yeah.
that's actually a really clever joke? I don't know if in America you've got them, but in Britain we've got heck sausages. So
Oh no, have
Really?
we?
yeah, we do. We have heck sausages. Yeah.
I've never had a heck sausage.
So there
It's,
you go.
I
How's your heck
know.
hanging?
How's your heck hanging? You see that? We could have got a sponsorship right there, David, couldn't we?
Could
If
have.
we could have sneaked in £5 for a sneaky sausage moment. That
Now
would have.
that sounds cheeky. I'm just saying.
I'd give a fiver for a cheeky sausage. William, putting your heckable sausage to one side, my friend. How's the last 7 days been for you? I do love your new background, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been good. I've been chewing through some games, man, having a good time. I just completed Spider-Man, the remaster for PC. It's
Awesome.
really good. But yeah, just having a good time, man.
Yeah.
My mom had surgery. She's doing very well.
Oh, good.
Yep. So everything's going smooth.
Oh, bless her. Oh, yeah. So is she still in hospital or is she out and about? And
No, she's back
recovery?
home now.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Back in the loving arms of her family. It's where you want to be when you've not been too
right.
well, isn't it? Oh, and there's Raymond's theme tune. Just on
That
time.
ain't me. That's not me. That's not me. I got my phone on silent.
Oh, no. Mate, how has your week been?
My week has been fantastic because if you guys don't know, out here in the United States, I am a San Francisco 49er fan. We beat the Dallas Cowboys.
What?
We're going to the NFC Championship to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm very happy. We got a great story because we got a guy that is young. He's a rookie. He has won 7 straight games. He is on fire. We're hoping to go to the Super Bowl, so I'm happy about that.
Wow, awesome.
Let's see what else is going on. Just enjoying Monster Hunter on xCloud.
Yeah.
I've been playing Battlefield 2042 with SPG and the community, and just enjoying these games. I streamed last night. What was it? Warhammer, 40K Dark Tide.
Warty Hammer
Yeah,
K. That was
played
brilliant.
that.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you
Enjoyed
play
Oh my
that on
God.
GFN? Where did you play it at? Did you play it local?
No, I
GFN.
played
Hey.
that on the RTX 4080.
Nice.
And then yesterday, got my son a PS5 controller. The damn thing was $81, and I told the girl, I said, I remember back in my days, I could get a controller for like not even half that price. Like,
Hey, to be fair, Ray, it had one joystick and one button. Okay.
I mean, I don't care. It's like, what the hell? It's a
Or a
controller.
paddle like this.
Yeah, a
That
paddle.
was the one.
I'm like 81, and then you got your son looking at you. Come on, Dad, I want a new controller. I was like, oh, all right. So
Did he get a red one, Ray, like this?
Yeah, coloured.
he got the red one. He got the red one. So we
That
got
was different. No, look at that. It's red on top, white underneath.
yeah.
Yes.
It's like
oh,
a
yes.
Spider-Man thing going on there. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Wow.
And these got a Bluetooth update. Look at that.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
using them again.
Have you,
I'm
did,
putting them
you
to
know,
use.
some people have been having mixed results depending on what they've tried to pair it with.
Yeah. I think the if you try to pair it with an actual Xbox, it's a no-go. If you try to pair it with an actual
PS4.
Switch, with a Switch, it's a no-go. With a regular PlayStation, I think it's a no-go. But connecting it through my Samsung TV hub was no issue. Connecting it Bluetooth to my PC because it has Bluetooth, no issue. Now, what's really funny though, Rock, is I fired up Battlefield 2042 as soon as I set the controller up.
Yeah.
And I had to wait for this update to take place. The update finally happened, and hey, I can play. I jumped in, and all the control was backwards, and I thought, oh man, maybe it's a Bluetooth protocol. It's not accepting the buttons. No, it turns out Battlefield had a horrible update. I asked Ray the next day. Ray said, no, my controls were all goofy too. He said,
Yeah.
hours
In
later.
fact, David, you mentioned that, didn't you? When we were chatting earlier, I think they've probably fixed it now. You were thinking they may have put a reverse update up or something.
I think that's actually something completely different, Rock. So GFN was having issues for the past 2 weeks. It was reported.
Right.
No one could get on to Battlefield at all. They would just go to boot it up, and I'm not sure exactly what the issue was. If it would quit out, or if it would tell them they didn't have access, or what. But it was a noticed issue. It was all over Twitter, and GFN have finally picked it up, and I believe there's a fix being worked for that. But this is just the actual update for the game is just a little bit jank on all the other systems at the minute.
Yeah, there was a 2 gigabyte patch that we had to download real quick, and then once the game updated, we jumped in, and the control scheme was all messed up. But they put out another.
This wasn't GeForce Now.
No,
Oh,
no.
sorry. I thought you were playing on GeForce Now. Beg your pardon.
Two different stories.
Got you.
Battlefield's just going through the ringer at the minute.
Yeah, really. And so when they pushed the patch out, it was a real small one, and it fixed it right away. But I walked away going, "Oh, my Stadia controller!" But it worked on my TV, and then I tried it the very next day, and everything works. So I'm just glad that for those that can use them, there's a purpose for them again. Without
Is
having
it
to wire.
only is Battlefield 2042 multiplayer only? Is there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that doesn't have a campaign.
Correct. Yep.
I mean, there's a solo mode, so you don't have to go up against other people. You can go up just against bots. But it is just their typical multiplayer style of open conquest.
Yeah. Gotcha. So when you go to select your matches, if you select the box and then you scroll all the way over, it says solo, and then real people can populate your game, but it takes a while. And for the most part, it's all NPCs, so you have a better shot at killing a lot of people and upgrading your weapons without, getting shot and getting aggravated.
Understood. David, I've seen you popping up on Twitch playing Elden Ring and a few other bits and pieces.
I chuck it up every now and then when I'm playing on the morning, just for something for all the lads to watch when they wake up. I'll put the link out into the Discord for them to notice.
When you say you're trying to attract the lads when they wake up, I
mean the fellas. I mean these over here. That direction.
Yeah, I know it gets you every time, doesn't it?
It does. It really does.
It really is. It's a pain in the rectorial orifice. So young Pete here says, "Evening, rockin' guys and chat. GFN working very strange. One game I play on the 4080, the next on the 3080. Yeah, they said there would be a kind of a bit of a wibbly wobbly when they're transitioning all the servers into place. It also depends where you are, because for example, Ray is on the West Coast, San Francisco, so he's fairly close to San Jose, where there's an open server right now. So, he's going to get a real crispy 4080 experience. Now I can switch it into the Central European server in Frankfurt, and actually I get I wouldn't notice the difference, but then I'll go and play another game, and you're right, it will just flick me back into EU West, which is where I am normally. So I think you're going to get a little bit of that over the next coming couple of weeks, but it'll settle down and you'll be all good.
Yeah, I think a way to make sure you're going to get the 4080 is play a game that takes DLSS 3.0 or something like that, and I think you're almost guaranteed to get it. But
I was going to say, it's not promised, is it, on this new Ultimate tier? You are not meant to get the 4080. You get a 4080 experience when you need a 4080 experience, but if a 3080 will cover it, they will give you a 3080 or the equivalent of,
Yeah, no point if you're playing Tetris. They're not going to put you on.
Exactly.
It's like, what do you want? Ray traced Tetris. I can't even say it, let alone play it. So,
Rock would
David.
have.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what?
Oh no, go ahead, David.
Wasn't
No,
it?
David had nothing to say. I was going to
I was gonna.
coax him to say something.
I was gonna ask you, Rock, what you've been up to.
Oh, well, I abandoned Evil West, Ray. I'm a bit. I don't normally do this. I know. I got within literally the last chapter, and there was a kind of boss fight that went on and on and on. And I thought, well, look what's queuing up. Forspoken's out now. Competition has finished, by the way. Be drawing a winner later. And you've got what's its face coming out. I've got a Ragnarok I can rent now as well. So I just thought I'd pop it back in the post. But I've been playing some. I tell you what I have enjoyed, Ray.
What's that?
I've enjoyed some Crisis 2 and 3 remastered. I've been loving them Crisises. They're good fun.
I love Crisis. I got the physical copies, and of course, you can play it in the cloud as well.
Wow.
And love that game. That suit.
Well-
This is awesome.
Crisis was ahead of
Nanovision.
its Crisis was ahead of its time. There's a reason it's a meme now. Can it run Crisis?
Yeah.
But
That's it.
for Spoken Rock, my New Year's resolution is this.
Yeah.
I am not going to go out and spend $70 on some of these games anymore. Because when you do that, the next following month it's half off, it's 30% off, it's on sale. Plus, I played the demo on Forspoken. I looked at the reviews. I looked at the good reviews. I looked at the bad reviews. I looked at people stream it. And I've come to the decision that I'm just not going to spend $70 on it. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait.
I agree with you, mate. And do you know what? You can go to fanatical.com/rock or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. It's down in the chat, down in the description. You can get all these games at least 15, 20% off. You can't if you buy it on a PlayStation. Or, PlayStation, really. I think you can even get some discounts for Xbox. But you can't when you buy PlayStation. That's why I'm not buying games on PlayStation. I'm renting them. Because I'm not going to pay the full $80 or $90 for a 10-hour experience.
That's what I'm talking. I'm like, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. I guess, and then my son, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just old. You're just a grumpy old man. You don't know what you're talking about.
Woe to Matt hour of gaming.
If anything, you know better because you've seen it happen with the TV industry and movies. I mean, they've now went the way of subscription fees and whatnot, Netflixes and Prime and all that, rather than going to the cinema and going to see the new blockbuster. It's just not the same anymore. Or buying DVDs.
Yep, fair shout.
Tracy says, Forspoken looks amazing. It has a woman of color as the main character. Totally agree.
Yeah.
My problem is not with the character. It's not. It is the problem of the price of the game, and then the demo. And I got to be honest. It just didn't like.
I'll tell you, the dialogue is interesting.
$70. It didn't make me want to spend $70.
I hear you, right? I hear you.
But I think that's great though.
Yeah, I agree with you, brother. I felt the same way. I quite enjoyed the demo, but I sort of felt like, I'd want to be playing. Actually, you can't get Forspoken on Fanatical, so I take that back. But,
you can't get what's that? The one game that it was my most anticipated game, and I didn't get it, and that was the space game that you got, Rock. Was it Callisto Protocol?
Oh yeah, I still haven't finished that one, Ray.
I wanted to get the game, but once again, I'm just like, I gotta wait. But it is on sale. It is on sale.
Well, one lucky person is going to be getting a copy of Forspoken later today. I should be doing my little thing. But yeah, if you go to, for example, CD Keys, you can get the entry one for about $47 for Forspoken, rather than. That's why I'm not even buying games on Steam. Because you can get them so much cheaper if you shop about. There's so many places, and they never let me down, these keys.
For sure. Some games will end up letting you down, and it does stink to pay for some of them. But we have some on the horizon that I don't think will be disappointments. Hogwarts Legacy, for one, as an example.
Yeah.
that keeps looking better and better. But Forspoken, you never know. A few patches, it
Exactly.
could shape up.
Pete, what you need to do, if you go, depending where you play, obviously, but when you go to choose the server, look for EU Central, and depending on whether it's a Shield or an app or browser, there might be a few options of EU Central, and they don't tell you, but one of those is Frankfurt. On my Shield, it actually says which one is Frankfurt, but you'll maybe want to try a couple until you get that reflex kicking in for Witcher. But yeah, if you can get that one. But London has it. I know London has it because I had pre-release access to 4080 to Ultimate for a couple of weeks before they launched using the London servers. So they just aren't rolling it out just yet. But there was rumor that it was going to be one of the first ones. So hold in there, my friend. I think London will be coming up in the next tranche of
I hit
releases.
I hit control in every time
Thank you, Ray. Control
and
N.
I
Yep.
and I look
Yeah.
and I'm checking RTX 4080 and,
Yeah.
and you got me San Jose is like I mean it's 20 miles from my
Yeah,
house,
it's
so
perfect for you.
it is
Yeah.
perfect. I
Uh,
actually hooked it up to my TV, 100, and I realized I am old. 120 frames per second. It's just too
Oh, we should
fast.
stop
well,
saying
it's
you're
Too
freaking old
fast.
when
be
I'm like
fair.
7 years
It's
older than
it's
you.
it's just it's too it's just way too
Have you
But
got
fast.
for
you've
those
got a
of you,
monitor
Too
that'll do
fast.
120 though, Ray, haven't you?
What's that?
You've got a monitor that'll do higher than 120 though, haven't you?
I have a 165 hertz monitor, but
Yeah.
I hooked up my old PC to my TV, and so I get and it says 4K
Oh,
HDR, so I get all that, and so I'm
yeah.
sitting there playing, and it's like oh my god,
It's amazing, isn't it?
it's
When you
just
get that
too.
full experience. I
I'm
know.
like
now
holy
for
cow.
Oh,
those,
look at Bear. Look at him. Look.
Oh
keep
my
it.
god, dude!
Oh, look at
That
his
somebody
little
clip that.
face.
Hey,
That is
keep
Oh.
keep this in mind for those that are trying to track down the 4080 in the cloud and make sure that you've got it. Just keep in mind that if you do get that 4080 and you had to mess around with where your locate your what server you're going to be off of, just keep in mind that your ping or your lag it might be increased. Due to the fact that you're trying to
Yeah.
you
connect
say
to a
my ping
server
can
further
increase.
away.
Did
Yeah,
you
hey,
say
it
my
could,
ping can
Ray.
increase?
You never know.
Ray will be good. Mine went from about 8 to 17, which to be fair, it's hardly noticeable. Not for the games I play.
No, it's hardly noticeable. And then
Yeah.
you can also turn on NVIDIA Reflex or whatever, which also like cuts that in half as well again.
Yeah.
So whatever lag or increase in ping, you might be able to turn that on and get rid of
Yeah.
it anyway. But just keep that in mind if you get the 4080 and go, this isn't as responsive as I thought. Well, it might be because you're connecting to a server that's very far away from you.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. I don't know where that horse came into this. I was going to do my. Sure.
Joe says popular to believe sometimes having a large ping is not a good thing.
I wonder what he was about to say then.
We've learned that in Wreckfest nights, haven't we, fellas?
Yeah. See,
That large ping
Ray's ping
dragged
is
across
8.
the floor.
Well, you
Exactly.
drag yours behind you, David. All right.
Ah,
Coming from the UK, it's always
well,
like 100 and something.
yeah, absolutely. Now then, I
That
just.
made the dog shy.
Oh no! Look at that. He's hidden.
Someone say, oh,
Let
never
me
mind.
just get
No.
my.
Dog
No,
is
no.
adorable. That's an adorable
Oh, it's the
dog.
cutest little thing. My daughter took a little dog for a walk this afternoon. She desperately wants a dog. Desperately. My wife will not allow it. It ain't gonna happen.
Oh, dogs are wonderful.
I know. I
They are.
agree. I'd
They're
love.
always happy that you come home, even if you've been
Oh
gone 3
no!
minutes.
Don't.
I couldn't not have one now. Not now I've got this little guy.
Oh, I don't. Anyway, we are over at the news. At the news. I'm afraid, guys, it is kind of dominated by Stadia again. I know. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water. Anyway, we've got some good news. We've got some bad news. The good news is that Bungie, if you are a Stadian, have been they're offering you a free month of now
Ooh.
GeForce Now Priority tier. Now, I initially thought this would only work if you were new to GeForce Now, but yesterday on my show I proved that you can actually pop the code into your account and it'll add a free month, even if you have GeForce Now.
That's amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
So, but you do have to. The only way to get the code is they will email you. So you obviously have to have been playing Destiny on Stadia for them to recognize the fact and send you the code.
I
But
just got confused. I have the ultimate tier. This isn't going to help me.
no, it's
Darn.
quite yeah. See, it's slightly different for me, William, because I get the ultimate for free from GeForce Now, but
Mhm.
I pay for the priority. So they top it up to ultimate. So if I decided, guys, thank you very much for being an ambassador, but I've decided to go and do my own thing, I'd still have priority because I paid for that and it's at the founder's
But
rate. So
you're grandfathered in, correct?
exactly
At the
right.
$4.99 or whatever it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Keep that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yes, that's why I
I,
still pay
I
it.
wasn't very smart. I did not keep it.
Okay.
I had a shield from the very beginning and beta tested. And but yeah, I should have kept
Yeah,
it. I should
yeah,
have.
that's what I did, and and to be fair, the difference in price, so so I had to have to pay another £10 for Ultimate. I'd happily pay that, but there's so many other cloud providers that
There is.
I don't wish to be married and wed to one all the time, but more of that another day. So yes, get in if you've got your email. It does work, so definitely one to have a look at. Of course, they did close last week, the 19th, and there was quite a few what I call end of world parties, or a few folk doing
Yeah.
streams. Ray, where was you streaming?
Well, actually, I was watching, and he's in the chat right now. My good friend Rue Diggs, he did
Yes,
and then once again, shout out to Cowboy. Cowboy did 30 day past
yeah.
30 days. There was a lot of content creators, but I was watching Rue Diggs. I actually hopped in like I was playing a game, and they cut it off. We were playing and it was sad. We were playing Resident Evil 2. It was me, my best friend, Jeff, and I think it was Dismal in there with us. And
Okay.
we took our guns. And here it is, guys, the countdown starting. And we shot our guns up in the air. And we were saying, thank you, Stadia, thank you, Stadia. And then it didn't cut off right exactly at the midnight point, Pacific time. But then we started riding and then boom, it cut off. Oh no, let's get in another game. We were playing in another game. Boom,
Yeah.
that game cut off. And there was one game that I played till 1:40 a.m. my time, Pacific time, and that was NBA 2K. And it was me
Oh.
versus Doragon, the US versus the UK, who
Mhm.
would shut off first. Because Stadia has shut off everybody. Even Vet was playing and then he got cut off. So it was just me and Doragon. And we were playing NBA basketball and then we both cut off at the same time. And then that was it. I could no longer get in any other game.
It's
And
funny how it kind of followed because I was watching Ant Epic. Epic. I was watching Ant. It was epic, and Rudix was there as well when he did that thing. And then at the same time, because I'd got up really early. I can't remember why now. I'd been up like 4 hours before, 3 hours before it was due to shut down, maybe 5 hours actually. But I did. It was quite useful because I used the time to record a couple of games that I needed to get out of the way, and then I followed it around. And like the time when it was supposed to cut off, like you've said, Ray, it just kept going, and then that game would die, and you try another one. It's almost like just depended on the game and the server as they went round. There was not just one
yeah,
big
it,
flick
it,
of a switch,
it,
was there?
it was Little Nightmares. There was one guy, he was still playing Little Nightmares, was still going. And
Really?
NBA 2K20 was still going.
Wow.
Everybody else, the game, you couldn't get, wouldn't start.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was
Yeah, they
well,
started to get taken down one at a time.
yeah.
Sadly, Rudigs was going to do an amazing Baldur's Gate 3 stream. Sadly, I couldn't join for that, but yeah, each game was kind of taken offline one at a time. It's an
Yeah,
interesting thing.
it was weird. It was interesting.
It
It was
was
more of a
was
fizzle
yeah.
out than a
Yeah. Then a
spark.
pull the plug. It was
I'm
not,
in
Yeah.
this.
you know.
I was like,
Yeah.
guys, go in extraction. I'm playing extraction. So guys were hopping
still
in
on.
extraction. We were in there, and then boom, cut off.
Gone.
All right, go over to golf with your friends. Golf with your friends.
No, Golf with Your Friends was the one that we all started on, and we all got booted off Golf with Your
Yes.
Friends, if
Yeah.
you remember, Ray. We were all playing
Yeah.
that. It was like the final hole or something like that, and as everyone was taking the last few shots, we all got axed off. But everyone then started to try all these other games, and we started to notice some games were still live.
It was,
I was-
one of the last games I played was the golf one. But I think I went to bed anyway. I mean,
I was playing on my phone, so I wanted. So what I did is I put the two computers to play one another, and I held my phone up to my camera to show that Stadia's still alive. It's still alive. It's still kicking. They're playing. And then Rue was streaming Duragon's basketball play, and even Vet was streaming his basketball play, and yeah.
So I hadn't seen this, but I did see Shadow, by the way, and the logo's just behind me there. But they put out a tweet which I thought was really bad taste. Did you see their tweet? It was literally
The casket with the
Yeah.
military guy. Man, that was actually, it was kind of creepy because that was kind of almost like the scene when because my father was in the military, and he had
Yeah.
the military servicemen, and the casket looked alike. It almost freaked me out, but it was them
Wow.
saying goodbye to Stadia.
Well, they were saying
And
they're
with a
dead, we're not.
discount.
And
With
the
a
joke is they
discount.
did die, and they got bought
Yeah.
out by some guy for $50.
They're saying,
So
yeah, they're saying Stadia is being buried. We're not. We're above ground.
they
Yeah.
died, and they died
Yes, I
way
know.
before, which is funny.
They did.
But David, you were saying as well, if you enter into if you go here and enter a code, it comes up with some kind of a message or something.
You get 15% off if you type in the code press F for Stadia.
Yes. Yeah.
Not for Stadia, you just type in press F, but it's a jab at Stadia. If you type in press F, as in because Stadia died, then you can get 15% off your first. Is it your first month or your first 2 months? I'm not sure.
Wow. Wow. What does
Well,
press F?
Ray,
What does
you no
press F
longer
mean then?
you're no longer a customer of Shadow PC, are you?
No, they keep
No.
sending me emails, hey, we like you to come back, and
Say we
you know,
really
I-
appreciated your money.
hey, if it wasn't for the Stadia stimulus check, I wouldn't have my new PC, my new
PC?
gaming setup. So
Yeah.
I would
You don't
I would
need
just
it.
like to thank
I didn't
Stadia
need- I
again.
didn't need-
they
I
didn't
didn't
have
need
to give us
Shadow.
money.
I didn't need Shadow anymore.
You don't
And
need
and I was paying $45 a month,
Yeah.
and so
I tried it for a month. But
Mhm.
similarly, I just thought, not being funny, there's no advantage to me. I just wanted to try it,
I-
fun mode.
Yeah.
I used it for work. I did use Shadow for work because when back like right before COVID, I had to drive around. I was a district manager. I had to kind of drive around to certain properties and stuff, and I had to look at notes before I drove to a property. I had to look at stats to see, so I go in there, I know what the hell I was talking about, and so I would just pull up my notes and stuff on my phone using Shadow and stuff. So yeah, and I had files and stuff from work, but I also gamed on it as well.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
fair
mean,
enough.
and it's pretty compelling to have a let's say an iPod Air and be able to connect to a full-fledged workstation.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there is something for that. There is a place for this for a whole bunch of people. I love the tech. It's not useful to me, but it is for a whole lot of people.
Yeah. But it's still not cheap, is it? I mean, it's
No.
still a large commitment. And to be fair, if gaming is the only reason you're doing it, then you may as well go with GeForce Now Ultimate at less than half that price
Yep.
and play. And I know they haven't got every game, so why not pay $18 or $19 for GeForce Now and $10 for Boosteroid? Still cheaper than Shadow, and you've got all aspects and
And
avenues
then
covered.
the Shadow hard drive is 256 gigabytes, not terabytes.
You're not going to get nothing on there. Yeah.
Gigabytes.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see a world where all of our games are in the cloud. Right now, we don't live in that world,
Yeah.
but it is very good though to have options for somebody to buy a game and find out that it doesn't work on their hardware and still be able to play that game.
Yeah.
That's remarkable to me.
I think Shadow definitely has its place, though. I mean, I think
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
two major functions for
Yeah.
Shadow. Anyone who's wanting to find out what a powerful PC feels like before actually investing 1,000, 2,000 quid into one, get Shadow for a month or two. As well as Ray says, he used to use it for going to work. Work used to also be like driving around here and there, didn't it, Ray? It wasn't simply just being in the office. It was something you would want on your phone.
I was on the road. I had to drive a lot to different properties and stuff. And also, guys, you can't take your PC with you on vacation.
Exactly. Yep.
So when I was in the hotel room and I was at the desk, my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I had my laptop and I just opened it up and boom, I had my all the stuff.
So for
portability,
portability,
yeah.
if you need access to a powerful machine and you don't want to have to carry around a big bulky laptop or a big bulky PC, then Shadow is an absolutely great option for that. Same as if you just want to test out what a powerful PC is like. But beyond that, I mean, yeah, it's not worth sticking on it. You realised this, Ray, after a little while, didn't you? It's not worth sticking on it. Eventually, you just go, well, I'm going to get a nice PC, which is what you did a couple months ago.
I got a already built PC that is completely upgradable. So if I wanted to upgrade a hard drive or upgrade the motherboard, I can do that. But it did teach me, Shadow did teach me about the advancements of having a better graphic card and better low latency and all that stuff. And so it prepared me.
But you could connect to your PC remotely though.
Yes.
And if you wanted to, I mean, you'd be struggling to, I mean, I don't know that I want to play a game that way, but I could certainly do work remotely.
Yes,
You
there's literally programs. TeamViewer is one of them, but there's programs that are specifically for remote desktop. So if you left your PC on at home and you had your internet on, you had your network on, which if you have power on in your house, you've got your network on. But anyway, you were out on the go. From your phone or your laptop or your tablet, you could log into this app that would then log you into your desktop PC at home. And then you're virtually moving the mouse on your desktop at home, even though nobody's there. Now, what Shadow does is that exact thing, but in the cloud.
Yeah, exactly. And I've often used Moonlight to access my PC remotely, so that I can, maybe start a video rendering or grab some files and pop them up on Google Drive or something. So I mean, there's ways and moves. It just depends. And obviously, everybody has a different reason for having this kind of stuff. It's just you need to, all I'm saying is if gaming is your only reason right now, because you're not going to get the same level of quality from Shadow, even with their top of the range, as you will from GeForce Now Ultimate.
That's very, very correct. And the input lag is going to be very different as well. It's not apples to apples comparison with their infrastructure.
I just think the consumers out there, it's good to have options. It's always good to have options and choices.
Yeah.
And, people are speculating on why and how GFN are moving to the 4080 Ultimate tier and how they're accomplishing that. A lot of people are under the impression that they didn't sell their 4080s very well, and they're just slapping these 4080s in server racks. That's not how it's done. That's not how it's done at all. So what they're basically most likely using is a 40 series Enterprise card that's an L40. If you look up the L40 card, it is a Ada Lovelace architecture card that's made for servers, can do multiple instances at the same time. It's got like 48 gigs of VRAM on it. It's a card that can be sectioned off to multiple users. So I believe that is what they're doing. But it's still all speculation.
You hear that? That's a facts fairy. You've just invoked the fairy that loves facts.
Is that what's been falling on me?
Wait a minute, that's not facts. That's speculation.
Oh, fair enough.
It is speculation. Although you did do a bit of research to find all this out, didn't you, SPJ? Yeah.
Yes, I did, because the information isn't readily available, and the way the marketing is it says that you have access to the power of a 4080, and you do have DLSS3, and you got high frame rates, and it looks beautiful. I was just wondering how they did it on their side, what their actual server racks look like, or what the hardware they're using, and it is all speculation. They're not telling anyone. Mainly, I think, or partially, is because these Enterprise cards haven't hit the market yet. They're not in the hands of bigger companies yet. So because they're not on the market or whatever, I don't think they're being mum is the word on it, I think.
Yeah.
But I can tell you the price, though. When it does hit the market, one of those Enterprise L40 cards, the Ada Lovelace architecture, is going to be $6,800.
Wow.
Expensive, but it's got 8 gigs of VRAM. I mean, it's massive.
The fact fairy's just turned into the tumultuous trumpet. Awesome stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that's your shadow, and yeah, I just, you know what, I get, let's have a little bit of a laugh, but let's not poke the show death and stuff. I was just bad taste. I was not happy with that. Over at talking of death, no, Amazon Luna, it's good. They're giving away 2 months free of Luna Plus. Here you go. So if you've not tried it before, there is a little link. You can probably see it on screen, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it only works if you're in the United States of America.
Yep.
But 2 months free of Luna. And look at this. It's Subby Coon here. That's a rather awkward avatar. We're actually really glad you said that, Subby Coon.
Well, and don't forget, everyone, if you have Amazon Prime, you have like 4 or 5 games you can play for free at any time. For being a Prime member, you actually a small section of Amazon Prime games you can play.
Absolutely right, yeah. So that was the good news for Amazon, but there is a bit of bad news. Another 26 games are leaving. In the first, eat him up, Bear. Go on, show him what it's like not to have any food for a month. I'm loving Bear being part of the band.
He's torturous, he really is. When there's attention to be had, he'll find a way.
See, I do a thing. I do this thing when I'm in like a restaurant or a cafe where there are dogs. I don't know if this will come through on the mic, but it's so funny because most people just think there's birds outside, but I'm doing this. And the dogs go,
yeah. You would drive my dog and my aunt crazy. Like if you take a tin can and crinkle it.
Yeah.
Oh no, she'll lose her shit.
Really?
Oh, she can be watching or listening to the radio or watching TV, and she'll just turn and stare at you till you stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a noise that we don't hear when you're doing that, and the dogs can pick it up a higher frequency, or maybe something a higher frequency, or maybe they're just thinking, "What a waste! I could have had some of that." That's what I'd be thinking. 26 games are going in Feb. Do you remember we had a bit of an exodus at Cloud Dosage here showing the dripping Luna, which is a bit premature, I think. But
has leaking games.
Do you remember back in Jan back in it was November, December last year, there was like 50 that left. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on. They shut down. They merged a lot of their channels, Ray, didn't they? Because you're our man on the spot for Luna.
Yes, and I think they just want their Ubisoft channel and then they have a channel that's not retro, not family. They're getting rid of the retro. They're getting rid of the family. Here's one price, boom, for Luna. So I think, and this is just, I have honestly, I have no clue what they're doing, and I have no
There,
insight.
I actually know a little bit. It's what you're saying, Ray. That it's no retro channel, no family channel, just Luna. You pay for Luna as a
Hmm.
subscription. But what they're doing is they're actually taking the family and the retro channel and they're just smushing it into their other Luna, what used to be the Luna Plus channel, which would give you their higher quality games, their whatever triple A's or whatever they had access to. So it's now it's going to be basically Stadia. Basically going to be Stadia, a place where
David, I have
family
I have
games,
a question
retro
for you then.
games, and the new games
Well,
all for
David,
one
so
price.
they just gave us the Ubisoft games that we had purchased on Stadia.
Yeah.
Now that we don't have to be a part of Amazon Luna to jump into Luna and play those games because we own them, correct? We just go to Amazon Luna, and if we have our account connected, we can just play the game, correct?
Correct. Yeah, you don't need a subscription. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for everybody that doesn't realize, you may have actual titles over on Luna that you can play without the subscription on top of the 4 or 5 games they let you have with your Prime subscription. So look into that definitely.
It's the only model left that does that. No, there's Game Pass. That's not true. Game Pass, you
Right.
get a buffet of games. don't you?
Oh,
But let's also remember this also.
you have to have Prime.
Amazon also makes games. And it's kind of weird that they don't have the games on
Their
Luna,
own games. Yeah.
their own games.
That
And
is weird.
then and then right now, I mean, guys, out here in Silicon Valley, it is just people are losing their jobs all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the
And
world.
All over the
it,
world. Yeah.
yeah,
Everywhere.
it's really, really, really sad. I think there can also be, okay, guys, we're gonna remove all these games, but we're gonna put these games back. We're just, I don't know, they're doing some rearranging. I don't know what they're doing, but Vet in the chat, he says he thinks that Amazon Luna might close down at the end of 2023. I honestly, right now, I don't know with everything closing and the way the economy is and the way of the world and inflation and everything going on. I don't know. I honestly
Well,
don't know.
They
so,
all see something we don't, I'm serious. I think they're all
yeah.
getting ready to weather a storm that's coming that we
Well,
may or may not be aware of.
Yeah.
so this is speculation at the door.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
God.
so
hello.
yeah. No, these are
Get in here.
Yeah.
so we can all speculate. We did it all the time with Stadia, and as we've said before, you had a 1 in 2 chance, didn't you? If you choose a thing that could either go one way or the other, you've got as much chance as everybody else of it being right or wrong. But this graph is interesting nonetheless. It shows here, look, we've got a steady climb of games being added across January 21 through to now, and then look at this, just gone.
Yep.
A whole ton of them, and it's not,
Off cliff.
literally just
Yeah.
just
What's that, about
jettisoning them.
75 games? Yeah. Just
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
sadly, there
not
could
quite,
be
though.
like Vet was.
Close.
What Vet is referring to is there may be some writing on the wall some of us can't read yet, which
The
might
only
be there may be a reason they haven't expanded.
and
Yeah,
then my
of course.
good friend Duragon says exclusives matter. Amazon has the ability to offer them, but never have. Odd setup. The only thing I see exclusive on Amazon is Ubisoft. So once upon a time, we thought that Mirage and all these other games was going to come to Stadia. They're not, but it is coming to Amazon Luna. They still have on the Ubisoft website games coming to Amazon Luna. But what's going on with Ubisoft?
Ubisoft is so far up cloud's butt
what's
that
going
I
on?
would expect them to do their own cloud thing like imminently. But
Yeah.
but now they're laying off and
Yeah.
buckling down.
Rock, did you hear that they had some Microsoft executives? They took them to a Sting. Shout out to the police. Sting concert.
Roxanne.
Yes, right. And guess what happened after the Sting concert? Pink slips. Here you
No.
go. Yeah. Yeah.
Pixie.
Every breath you take. As
We're
you
not
walk out the
watching
door
you.
in your pink slip, you can't come here no
Wow.
more. Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Wow, man.
Yeah, yeah, real sad.
Yeah, wowza. Well, you know, and the thing is I think as well, when you get what we have now is a scenario where it's right across the industry. I think a lot of firms are using the opportunity to ditch staff when they probably wouldn't necessarily need to, but it's a good opportunity to get in on the bandwagon and cut a little bit. And it looks good to shareholders. And the latest from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, is that America particularly will probably escape the bulk of inflation or recession for sure. So I don't know. I think just a word of caution there. It's easy to take it and think, oh yeah, they've got to get rid of staff because look at the state of the world. Well, right now, it ain't looking too bad for a lot of folk. Energy prices are likely to drop in the spring. There may well be a solution to the Ukrainian massacre in the next few months. So, you know, don't. All I'm saying is just take it with a little pinch of, you know, doorbell speculation. Sorry, vet. So this dog ran to the door. Oh dear, that was brilliant. Anyway, that's what's all going on. Yeah, we don't know what's going on. Of course, we don't. We can see games dropping off, but there's definitely a change in their model. My personal belief is that there will be a major model change, but I can't see them dropping Luna. I think they're just going to trim its sails, set a slightly different course, and it means they don't have a space to pay for all these games. I mean, who knows what they're paying contractually to all these guys for the playing of the games, which it may turn out that not the ones they've said thank you but goodbye have kind of peaked in terms of people playing them now, and it makes sense to actually, you know, not renew them. So we don't know, do we? We're not going to know. I just really hope, the same as Shadow, that they're around for a long, long time.
Yeah,
We
I
need
hope
the
this
competition.
is a major
Well,
restructuring.
Shadow just purchased a mobile company. So
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
yes.
that, Ray. Yeah, that's a good. That's actually a piece of news we should have covered off. Thank you for that, mate. Do you want to just? Can you remember what it was about?
Honestly, I just think it was some place that does mobile games or mobile apps or something. But they bought them. So
Yeah,
when you're purchasing, that's a good that's a good sign if you purchase
yeah.
instead of laying off. So
Boosteroid have done have partnered up with Asus
yeah,
to beef up their servers. I think they've got about 18 servers around the world, America and Europe at the moment. They're looking to boost and beef. So I think they're gearing up to be a major force in 23 as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. Who else? I saw that Black Nut have done a deal, a couple of deals. They continue to do little deals. They seem to be working with the more minor mobile network outfits around the world in different countries to provide a kind of third-party gaming solution for those
right.
that can add it as an add-on value for their clients and their customers. So yeah, it's good. I can't see says here's his theory. Luna is going to open up, bring your own games, and do an opt-in like GFN. This would also make way for the Amazon and Prime gaming games too. Interesting theory. Interesting theory. And Vet just says beef for dinner.
It's what's for dinner. Sorry,
Bet,
that's how I read it in
you
my
bet,
head.
bet
I'm
you've
sorry,
been
Bet.
showing a lot of pictures of beef, man. You need to
He
cut
does.
that beef, get you some poultry and some
Yeah,
fish, brother.
I
I
tell
hope I
you.
read that right for you, Vet.
He loves his food. And says, so just think, we're all cloud gaming fans and content creators. So ask yourselves, well, not all of us, but ask yourselves who in the community besides Ray still streams Luna and who's watching it. Ashes to Ashes. He still does Luna, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I believe
He was
so,
a major Luna. I think Primo does. I know Primo was
I
doing
will,
Luna.
I will say this one thing that Luna has that over at XCloud, their quality is really good.
Yeah, I've heard. I've only
So
ever
you can,
heard that.
yeah,
Primo
their
was saying
quality
it
is
was
good.
the best quality, I think, that when he streams he gets from streaming on Luna.
I
Tracy's got a thing here. Wonder if the game's leaving Luna related to their server overload issues that Amazon have been
Ooh, good
having.
shout, Tracy. Good
What do you
shout.
think to that, William? You're our technical man. What do you think? Is that
No, I have no idea. It would be just pure speculation, throwing
how
thoughts out my
speculative
butt.
would it be? Would it be this?
Yes, you
Is
need a
that
passing of air.
That's it. There's speculation at the door. No, we're getting more speculation than facts. That's how it's going. Yeah, Primo says I still use Luna. It works better than every other service, which is what I just said. I know he does well with Luna. And Vet's making a barbecue chicken wings and drumsticks. There you go, folks. Always thinking of his stomach.
Now that's what's for dinner.
Yeah. I think that might have covered off the news. Let me just double check. Oh, there's a little bit more.
No, Marvel.
Marvel.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay. So Marvel Avengers is being closed down. To be fair, do you know, it had a bit of a rough birth, didn't it? And it got quite. I mean, it was a while back there where I thought they were going to discontinue it fairly early on, anyway. But actually, don't. We don't need that screen. But I don't have anything else. Let me find a nice picture of. There we go. We'll have those down there. But on top of that, you mentioned earlier, Ray, Ubisoft, we both did. Ubisoft, they came out, well, there's all sorts of going on in Ubisoft. They're not happy. The unions are not happy with their boss. The boss put out a press release telling their employees they've got to pull their socks up and work harder. And then the unions said, stuff you, pal, let's go for a 4-day week and a wage increase. And they've said they're going to get rid of, they've killed off 4 or 5 projects that they hadn't even announced yet. And then there's games that aren't going to make it anymore, and other games they're kicking. What's going on out there, boys?
I could tell you. You put all, like, when you invest in a game, you expect what you're going to get out of that, and some of these games are not becoming hits. They're falling up short.
Primo,
And
what are those AR glass? Sorry, Ray. Primo mentioned that he says, in fact, it's the only one that works with my AR glasses. So is that augmented reality or is it Nreal?
I'll do you a favor, my friend, and I will tell you that if you go and watch Primo's last stream, which would have been last night, but for me it was this morning.
Yeah, I missed it.
He actually, right at the end, he actually pulls them up, puts them on, shows them up close to the screen so you can see what's going on, talks about how they work and his different experiences. And so he said Luna was the only one that kind of worked the best.
Is it the Nreal glasses? Or do I have to go watch to find out?
I don't know, is the honest answer. Nreal, yes. No, he says.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
nice.
Nreal. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, but he loves them. He takes them on flights and watches movies. He's still got sort of battery left on his phone and just works really, really well.
It's supposed to give you 150 or a 200-foot screen, 1080p.
That's what he was. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. 150, and he absolutely loves them. Only available on Amazon. You need to get your Amazon affiliate link in quick, Primo, because I sense William's next purchase.
Yeah,
we got.
If those glasses were 4K, I would buy them immediately, even if they were $400 or $500. I would, because augmented reality is you could be sitting on your couch and playing a game, and look over at your wife, and you could see your wife and still talk to her, and then you're still playing your game too. Like, it's unobtrusive. I don't know. It's really, really, really neat technology.
Is it these £976?
I don't think so.
No,
I think they're $300.
That's what I thought. Unless that's the UK price.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, mate, honestly, I just bought a computer again. So I bought a MacBook the other week.
I saw you with your black skin on it.
Yeah, man. And thank you, Ray. And you never guess what? Literally less than 2 weeks after I bought it, they stealth dropped a new model.
Yeah.
I know. So I got in touch anyway. They said, "Don't worry, you're within 14 days." So I went in today, got a refund, and bought the new one.
Too right.
Yeah,
There
they're
you
happy
go.
to take more of your money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely.
But
happy
that's
to
the
do
thing, though, William. Right? So the US price on the US website was like $600 less than the equivalent for UK price, and there was a time when there was parity because obviously we have VAT built in, and there's state taxes and Fed taxes and stuff you guys got put on yet. But there was a time if it said $2,000, it would be roughly £2,000. Not anymore. Another one for you, Jacob, for your benefits of Brexit, my friend. Right. But there's got to be a better one than that, though.
Can I just
Jane-
point out, Dorgan mentioned something I don't think any of us have seen recently. Skull and Bones pre-orders have been refunded.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's not good.
No.
I'm going on
Wow.
the record, folks. I don't think we might. I don't know. I don't think.
What do you reckon, Ray?
I
What
don't,
happening?
I don't think. Hey, when you start giving out the pre-orders,
Yeah.
I
money
think
back,
we're about to see a free-to-play game.
I mean,
Speculation!
I mean, that's not a good sign. I mean, 'cause usually
No.
you think
Not at all.
pre-orders mean the game's coming. If you're
At this
refunding
point-
people pre-orders,
At this point, monetize the skins for the ship and the weapons, and just make it free to play.
You
Just
think
do
that's
it.
what they're going to do?
Just do it. I mean, I really
Yeah.
think that's where it's going to end up. If it's going to have
I
any
just-
kind of life, it's going to have to be free to play.
Oh, that's not them, is it? That's a different one. That's a rocket.
that's a
Hey,
different
look, it's got my name on it. It's a rocket. Rock Kid. No, ain't happening. Sorry,
Yeah, I
guys.
think they're
Can't buy
$2.99
them.
Rock in the US. I think they're $2.99.
Let's have some lovely, some cosmic background for the sake
oh,
of
that is so beautiful.
But if you've got
You like that,
if
yeah?
you've got a tablet or a small handheld,
Yeah.
it should work with them. And to be able to give yourself a giant screen would be amazing,
I've
especially
got,
for flights and.
I've got like a
Dre-
Samsung VR thing that you put your phone
Right.
in.
Dre added for the
$379.
moment. It's only refunded on PlayStation, for what he read.
Right. Okay.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. He said it was $379 Rock
Well,
in the
as-
US. Yep, Primo.
Right. Okay. As listen, because we had that from Dre, we need a fact fairy. Thank you, my friend. Right, that's all I got on the news. Or have I got any more, Ray? I got it all. No, that's it.
I do want to, since you guys are talking about AR and VR,
Yeah.
PlayStation did announce their launch games, and they look pretty nice. I'm
Who are?
looking, yeah. I'm like, honey, you know what I want for Christmas 2023? The VR, the PlayStation VR.
Oh, mate, I'm glad you said that. I've got to cancel mine. I'm going to
No,
Yeah,
don't
I'm
cancel it.
Ray,
Rob,
okay,
we can play together in VR.
Oh, mate, I know. No, I don't know. This is the thing, Ray. You know that.
And I
new
don't
Mac-
mean that type of playing, guys.
No, I don't
Not
mind
that type
playing.
of playing.
I don't mind playing with yours in full on 3D. No, the reason is I've just bought that new MacBook and the new one, which is like an extra 400. That's my VR money gone, dude. I had to,
Oh man.
I had to pay for
Yeah.
it somehow, and I can't afford both, so I've got to cancel it. It's
I
got
say,
to
Ray-
running all
raise
into the PSVR.
Ray's getting a big Christmas list up for next year. He wants a water cooler for his CPU.
Wow.
He wants some more RGB.
I
Wow.
can push that back for the VR too, man. Because they got a football game where you're the quarterback and you're actually on the field.
Yeah.
Their lineup, I do like some of the games that are coming out. So yeah.
Rock
Amazing.
screen share should not be me. Let me replace that.
The
with-
last VR, to be honest, like Rogue Squad or Star Wars Squadrons, looked amazing in VR. I suspect that the next one is going to be even better. To be honest, don't know if it's worth that big price tag.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear the reviews. But
If I position my mic at just the right angle, it looks like I'm wearing a tie. Look at that.
I know.
Hey,
It does. It's like when did Rock?
is that what that is?
I was like, he's got a clip-on tie.
yeah, exactly that. William, if you want to fire up your screen, my friend, we will go. We've got yours next coming right up. Simply Pwned Gaming's Pro Tips. I've dropped the Williams wangers. I've decided that was a joke. It's over now. We can
It's
move
over.
on.
Okay.
It's
Look,
over.
man,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
like to
over.
be associated with Williams Wenger.
No.
Hey, I'm associated by default, Ray, okay? Because it's mine. Okay.
Exactly. What have we
All
got
right.
today?
So, my Williams Wang, or no, I'm sorry.
Oh.
My pro tip for today is for Stranded Deep. I don't know if many of you guys know what this game is, but if you've ever seen the show Lost, it's quite like that. You start off on an airplane, and what am I doing here? Anyway, you start off on an airplane, and you quickly get into an accident. As you're going to see as the screen loads here, you wake up stranded. So you have a little dinghy here with a paddle, and don't lose that paddle. Don't lose that paddle. You're going to need it. But anyway, so it's on Game Pass. It's called Stranded Deep. It is a survival game. You're in a plane crash, and it's all about survival. You have to not burn up in the sun. You have to find food. You have to craft resources and find resources. You have to do all of these things to stay alive. It's a very unforgiving game, especially for newcomers to survival games. But I have a few tips for you here. One of them is don't lose your raft. This raft that I'm floating around on is like your lifeblood in the game. So as you can see, like I'm rowing and trying to get to shore and stuff. But if you don't anchor your raft or you don't drag it onto shore with you, you will lose it. It will sink. It'll float away. If you don't put your paddle back, you can lose your paddle, and then you can't row anywhere. So like it's very important not to mess up and lose this raft. It's like your lifeblood basically early on. But the game holds your hand a little bit, shows you how to start producing water. It shows you how to craft like a simple knife and stuff. But you can get very elaborate. It's kind of like Gilligan's Island. It's up to you and your imagination. With enough, if you grow enough potatoes for fuel and you have enough mechanical parts, you can build a gyrocopter with a couple of coconuts and fly your hell just far away from the island. But the main game is basically you surviving, and you're supposed to island hop. And there is a main story to the game rather than just surviving. There's a kraken out in the water that you can end up fighting. There is a heck of a lot more to this game than just surviving. But I've had a ball with it. I have not gotten super far, but the little things that I did learn is be very careful with your body. If you climb a tree to collect a coconut and you fall and break a leg, restart. You're done. You're out in the middle of nowhere with a broken leg. It's not going to work. If you go to eat and you eat more than 2 coconuts, it starts depleting all of your life force all the way down because you're going to get dysentery or you're going to get like the poop.
Yeah, you get diarrhea. You get diarrhea.
No.
Yeah, you get diarrhea, which causes dehydration, and this stuff will kill you out in the wild. So,
Wow.
all right. So don't lose your boat. Don't lose the paddle. Make sure you don't. What else? Use water to cool down your SPF early on, which is your sun exposure. You'll end up getting burnt. You can use water to cool yourself down. Keep all your vitals as high as you can. Your health, your food, your water, and your SPF. All that stuff matters as you're running around the beach. All that stuff is located on a watch. Early on in the game, they show you how to access that and look at it. There's a quick crafting menu, and it's basically trial and error for a lot of the game after they quit holding your hand. What else? Save your game a lot. Once you build your fort, you can sleep or you can save. Save your game often, because one slip going after a coconut and it's over. Like it's incredible. Now I'm using a knife right there to cut this tree down, and then you can continue cutting the tree into logs and then into sticks. But that's with my refined knife. A hatchet is way better, which I end up crafting one of those eventually. but save often. Craft weapons as soon as possible. So you can craft a bow and arrow, you can craft a spear gun, which stay out of the deep water until you've equipped yourself. If you go swimming out in the water, you're going to get eaten by a shark. And if you get bit by a shark, you're going to bleed out. I mean, it's a survival game. You have to keep track of all of this stuff. Use crabs and fish to eat food, to get and eat food early. You collapse the trees and stuff to pick up those leaves, which then gets turned into vines and wrappings and stuff. Get water as soon as you can. They teach you how to build a water still. I suggest making multiple of them so you don't run out. You don't have to. You can have more than one. Stay out of the deep water. Like I said, the big ones can come after you. Be careful with the coconuts. I mentioned that. If you eat more than you're supposed to, it will make you sick and will start to kill you. So don't do that. What else, man? Yeah, the yucca plants that you saw me hacking at right there, those grow back so that you can keep getting lashings and bindings. But the big trees you cut down stay gone. So that's part of why it's so important to island hop and to traverse, everything that's out there. When you get far enough in the game, you can get a shipping container. You can use that for shelter and storage, and your items won't despawn if they're in there. So keep that in mind. I didn't make it far enough for that. I read that. I didn't learn that by myself. Keep your eyes open for poisonous animals. Don't step on them. Don't try to collect them until you're ready. But my last tip will be comb the shorelines for interesting things. You've seen me pick up some fabric, some coconuts, and some wood. But there's all kinds of stuff out there. And the very last tip I'll give you is be a little bit OCD. Keep things in piles on your beach, or find crates and then store all your stuff in the crates so that everything can be kind of organized. You'll see what I mean when you get into it. But the game looks gorgeous. It has a very fun, interesting hook. Check it out, guys. If you have Game Pass, you're risking nothing, but may gain everything, because it is a very fun, addicting experience. I think you guys should check it out.
Oh, you deserve one of these and another one of these. Awesome pro tips, as always, my good friend. And because you dropped fact after fact, the fairy's gone berserk. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, my friend. Awesome. Now, chaps, we're up to the next part of the show, which is Ray's section. Do you remember what we do with Ray's section? Because I can't find where my video's gone. I've lost my Ray's Praise video. We'll have to sing it together.
He'll be devastated.
Ding. I don't know where it went. Ray, have you got your
Yeah,
winner
I'm all
ready?
ready. I'm sharing it now.
Awesome.
What do I?
You don't have to do a thing, my friend. Who is it?
Guys!
Oh, look!
Guys,
Nice.
we are going to be praising my good friend from the U.S., from the UK. He's a husband. He's a father. He's a software developer. He is ER Gaming, Eddie Rick Gaming. And folks, let me tell you something. This video that I got right here, I'm gonna play it for you. This was his last Stadia video. He played our one last Stadia session, FIFA 23. Let's move it up here. Here we go. There he is.
There's Eddie. There he is. Look.
That is the handsome Eddie
He's a
Rick
good
Gaming.
looking. No, he's a good looking
Handsome.
fella, Ray.
Yeah.
Folks,
Yeah.
I was shocked to see Eddie Rick only has 8
One eye.
or 9 people subscribed to him. People,
What?
today. I don't know how many people we got in this chat, but everybody that is not subscribed to my good friend Eddie Rick, guys, go over there, subscribe to him.
What's his? What has he got? Has he got a channel thing? Has he got a little channel thingy?
Yes, he does have a little channel thing.
Like I'm at Rock. Has he got one of those?
Well, you know what? He's got at Eddie Rick Gaming. I know is
Right.
his Twitter. Is his
Eddie
Twitter handle.
Rick
Um,
Gaming. That's his Twitter.
yes.
Praise. I'm just.
Let me hold on.
I never can even hear him. It's like being there.
Yeah.
He's a great supporter and a fantastic guy.
He genuinely is. No,
he's
I mean,
been-
genuinely, he's a lovely
he's a-
fella.
He's an awesome person. He's
Yeah.
in the chats on Discord with us. He's always I see him in the chat rooms, in other people's chats, supporting also the Rokk Show,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Rokk players. Guys, this guy, I want by today, give it at least 30 people subscribe. I want him to be at the end of the month 100 subscribers. It's a shame. Please
agree.
get over there and subscribe and follow
Absolutely.
Eddie Rick Gaming. And congratulations, my friend. You are praising it. You're just an awesome person.
Absolute. Ray's done it again. He's come up with an absolutely awesome person for it, and it deserves a massive round of applause. There we go. I'm trying to find. Because to all my shame, I don't think I follow him on. I don't think I subscribe.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, there's people that I make a list of that I think I talk to you in the chats. I see you in the chat rooms and stuff. I go check out your stuff, and I'm just like, what in the world? This guy, people should be subscribed to him. I felt bad, so I am subscribed, but we need more. We need people to support him.
I am
Eddie,
astonished.
we need more content, Eddie. We need more content, brother.
I'm astonished at all the talent within the community. I really am. I'm always blown away by Ray's praise. Always.
So I can tell you, because Ray has very, very kindly popped it into. Just want to double check, make sure. Yes, it does. Right. So I'm going to pop this now in the banner. What I put up now.
Thank you, Primo. Thank you, Rude Diggs. Thank you, Durgan.
Yes.
You guys are awesome.
I'm going to
come on, man. He's British. Damn it, you guys, come on now. Support our UK brother.
So here we go. It is literally / at Eddie Rick Gaming, and I have just subscribed and I've kicked the bell so that when he goes live with another one, I will pick it up. It's got little shorts going on in there and everything. Awesome stuff. Brilliant. Well done, Ray.
I'm going to cancel this so we got our next man up.
Yeah. We haven't got another one today, though. That's it for today, folks. But we will have another one next week. Thank you so much, Raymond. Absolutely awesome, as always. Awesome, as always. Next up, folks, we've got young... what's he called again? Oh, yes. Actually, what I'm trying to do, and I'm not thinking while I'm talking, is... I did the same. I don't know why. It seems to have replaced everybody's... There we go. Right. Good. Are you ready, David? Are you ready for your section, my friend? Can you hear me?
You're muted.
Who's
Hello.
muted?
Hello. There he is.
There you go.
There he is. Look at him. There he is.
All right. Okay. We're briefly going to have a little bit of what's it called? Inception.
Oh, no, there's us.
All right.
There we go.
All right. Dead Space. That is what's due out this week, and I'm sure we've all seen it. It was never something that I played very much of, but it was massive amongst horror gamers. It was a massive game. Well, I think it was 2007 or so it came out. But
Blimey.
God, it was a while ago.
Play it?
Yeah, I played it and finished it.
Yep,
Did you as well, William? Yeah,
yes.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of, and I don't mean like the game itself was reminiscent, but the style was of the original Resident Evil games. Mm-hmm. Like that kind of atmospheric horror where your mind scares you more than what's actually around the corner, kind of.
Yeah,
but the game was fantastic, though, classic.
Well, I mean, it's now no longer a classic. It's getting rebooted into a remaster, and it's going to look gorgeous, I'm sure. All the reviews about it so far have been just screaming about how amazing it is. So I think it's the 27th of this month it drops. So that's about 3 days' time, and it's available for pre-order now. So get on that if you're a horror game lover. We will get rid of that and have a look at Forspoken. Well, we've already mentioned this today, haven't we, fellas? Forspoken is out. It's out now. I will mention there's a lot of iffy reviews about it. I'm sure you guys have all seen this. People are saying they're not sure about the
Yeah,
game
but
in
hang
general.
on, mate. I've listened. Oh no, you can do it now because they've all entered. It's,
Well,
it's over. I've got
something
to
interesting about the game is it's one of the first games that's going to use direct storage. I don't think
wow.
I don't think that's influencing any of the reviews or anything, but
Oh.
the direct storage thing is what's the reason that the PS5 has an NVMe and the Xbox Series X has an NVMe. It needs that for direct storage. But anyway, go ahead, David.
Yeah, I was just going to go on to say I've been doing a bit of reading about it today. People say that the combat towards the end of the game becomes absolutely phenomenal. Although it is towards the back end of the game, there's not a lot of playing around with it. This game's still got plenty of time for DLCs. It's got plenty of time for updates. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to see some people playing this and doing playthroughs. I myself don't have a PlayStation, but I would love to get to see some of you guys do some streams of it.
Of what? Of Forspoken?
Oh, Forspoken, yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be renting it, so as soon as I
Beautiful.
get it, I'll be doing.
When it goes down in price, I will get it.
Well,
I will get it.
the only reason I hesitated a little bit there, David, is I've actually got a winner. I've actually got a winner for Forspoken. It is somebody we know. I've just literally drawn them live behind the scenes. I can't share that screen because it actually gives me their IP and their email.
Mhm.
But I'm just going to. I just want to do
Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
just
horrible
want to
drum
be
roll.
That's more like a motorboat. That sounds more of a motorboat.
Hey, no, a motorboat's like this. Oh, sorry.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, I tell you what.
Someone just drop some drums in the chat. That'll do.
We'll come back after your section, my friend, and
Of course,
I
yeah.
will reveal who it is.
Oh, teasing. All right. Now we're moving on to Xbox. So I wasn't around last week. This is actually Xbox's last week's releases.
Right.
And it does include its Game Pass titles as well. So this is just a quick look at all of the titles that have came to Xbox in general available to purchase. Nothing massive until you get to the Persona series. I think that was vaguely mentioned before. Persona 3 and Persona 4 both coming out, or both came out January 19th. For people who are big on JRPGs, it's a cult classic. So that's going to be jumped on. Monster Hunter Rise, now that has came out. I think it's not just on Xbox. I believe it's also came out on PlayStation. Not on PlayStation Plus, but it's just came out available for PlayStation as well. But it's also just came to Xbox on Game Pass. I don't know if you've played any of it, Rokk. I know you have, Ray. You've been loving it. I've been.
Yeah, no, I opened it yesterday, but to be honest, I didn't get very far into it and just thought, no, it's not a game for me. I've got so many games to play.
It is a game for me. I love it. I played the classic Monster Hunters. I'm gonna be streaming tonight. I can't wait.
Oh, really?
A lot of people are playing this and grinding it in the community. Ray's one of them. I believe Callie's another. Squids. Yeah, Squids has been killing it. I just finished Spider-Man. Maybe I'll get into this one. I don't know.
You know, it's quite grindy. It's not my usual type of game, and for the first day or so of playing it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get into this. I just entertained it because I like community games. I like playing with all of you guys. But after about 2 or 3 days, after going away and playing it a little by myself and doing all the tutorials and getting a bit of a grip of the controls, because the controls are not straightforward. It's technical. It's a little complicated. It feels super blocky at first. It feels like the game was made like 10, 15 years ago when you first get your hands on it. But then a couple days in, you actually start to feel the fluidness of it. You get to see all the different moves that you just saw in this trailer here, jumping around on your string and doing some big cool attacks, taking control of monsters. It becomes a lot more. You start to feel a lot more powerful. It's just at first it's a learning curve. It's really a learning curve. It's an MMO, but it doesn't play like a typical MMO. It's trying to play similar to an Elden Ring.
Is the game as beautiful as what we were just looking at?
Well,
Those
let me.
awesome.
So let me. So that
gorgeous.
really So guys, when you got your team, you take on the monsters. Sometimes you just can't do it by yourself. You're gonna need some people to help. When you do take down the monster, you loot the monster's bodies. You can use your armor out of the monster's body.
Mhm.
You can craft the weapons using stuff from the monster's body. There's a lot of crafting. There's a lot of leveling up. You get cute little cats that prepare your meal before you go on the hunt to strengthen you up and give you certain perks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
What I like is when my sword is going down and I got to get my sword back up. Wait a minute.
Of
Well,
course you do.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
course he does.
Does the
Of course
cat
he
help with
does.
that, Ray? Does the cat help with that?
So you get a sharpening stone. It shows when your sword is going
Uh-huh.
down, and then
Uh-huh.
when you sharpen your sword, it
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 goes
it,
up?
it goes back.
It goes back
And
up.
it's in color. It goes like yellow, like green, yellow, and red. And when you get in the red zone, that means you have to hurry up and sharpen your sword or your weapons and stuff like that. But
It's not
this
nice when
game,
it's red, is it, Ray?
I will
no,
not
it's not.
insert my joke. I won't.
But this
I don't know.
game,
What
and
have I spawned? What have I spawned?
sorry, David. Go ahead on, David. Sorry, David. Yeah.
No, that was there last week covered. Except Game Pass also got, as I said, the Persona games and Monster Hunter Rise. Coming on to this week, Xbox has actually not announced any Game Pass games this week. But tomorrow is going to be the developer direct, which they're going to be talking about four big titles. I can't name them off the top of my head, although I do know one of them
Redfall.
is Redfall. Yeah, one of them is Redfall. Um, but yeah, they're going to be talking about those four titles there, and maybe even more. It would be nice to see a shadow release, maybe, or something. But yeah, so far there's no Game Pass releases coming this week. However, these are all the titles that we're going to see coming to Xbox to buy. Risen is. I had a little look at this. This is actually coming to a bunch of. It's coming to both PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox. And it's a cult classic that started on PC and was originally ported to Xbox in 2011, and the port was officially terrible. They came out and admitted the developers that they did a terrible job with the port. But someone did an interview with the developers. I think it was THQ Nordic actually, the publishers.
Ah.
They did an interview with those, and THQ Nordic said part of their care asset campaign or whatever, they were looking into they're always looking at old projects, and one of the ones that they found that they would really like to revamp is Risen. So yeah, January 24th today, Risen has had a remaster, and it's now
Wow.
available to buy again. Yeah. Um,
Risen is re-risen.
Risen has re-rose. That is correct. World War Z, that has had an update on platforms, a series, a next gen update. So both PlayStation 5 and X and S have got a new mode, as well as an update on how the weapons work and the skins and the perks and all that type of stuff. These are a bunch of smaller releases, but if there's anything that sticks out like a sore thumb to any of you, please go check them out because, well, until you get to Dead Space, because I mean, we all know Dead Space, it's a big release. That's Xbox covered. Let's go to PlayStation. This was last week's, and this is just announcing PlayStation's general lineup because they don't do weekly releases for their PlayStation Plus. They'll do a one big drop for the month. Um,
Well, they do two. They do one on the
okay,
7th, yeah,
right,
which is about four games, and
right.
then they do one, I think, a couple of days ago where they whack out all their classics and their trials and their
Yes, yeah.
cloud games and all that other stuff.
Yeah, they do a main drop of the month. That's what
Yeah.
I discovered, and this is that. So the main drop of the month for everything PlayStation Plus. Um, we've got this is on. Although, oh no, I'm getting confused with Luna. Sorry, I was going to say PlayStation Plus Premium is separate now to their Classic division, isn't it? But no, that's Luna merging everything. Right. So Back for Blood. It's been a Game Pass title for a couple of months. It's a zombie fighter similar to Left 4 Dead, and that's got a lot of attention over on Xbox. I've seen people in the community even playing that.
Mm.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Dragon Ball again. It's loved by a lot of people. I've never been one for anime games or JRPG style games, but this is going to be another one that a lot of people want to pick up. I'm not going to continue to go through all of these individually, but I am going to stop again on Devil May Cry because that's another well-loved one by a lot of people. That came out on PlayStation Plus. Devil May Cry 5, the special edition with all the DLC to boot. So go check that out if you're a DMC fan. Life is Strange, Just Cause 4 Reloaded. We've seen Life is Strange. That was on Stadia, wasn't it? A big title on Stadia.
Massive. Yeah.
Yep. 1 and 2. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this Omno. I've never seen that one before. I think it's just like a cool little indie title and Erica. And then now we're on to the classics. These are all PlayStation 1 games that have also been released. Right, let's jump to PlayStation VR 2. I'm sorry to bring it up, Rokk, because you don't
Well, I haven't
talk
cancelled it
about
yet, but I'm very close.
I was going to say this might convince you not to. This list of PSVR 2 games, although it might
not unless they're
you,
free. That ain't going to make a lot of difference.
I'm not sure if they are. I probably don't think they're going to be.
No.
I'm going to scroll to the bottom here and just get to the full list and show this. This is the total list of announced games for PSVR 2 that's going to come out over the premiere window of the actual VR set. So currently they don't have a lot coming out, but I mean it's VR, so you can't really expect it to roll out like an Xbox One or like a Series X, where it's getting a bunch of old generation things as well as the new stuff, can you? So
true.
They've done the best that they can, though, and I mean the best isn't exactly bad. They've got a Horizon game, as you can see there, coming out, which I mean I love the Horizon games. I've loved watching Rudig stream that over on his channel, and I would love to see someone get their hands on this VR version.
It's stunning. I've seen quite a few. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of that. It looks amazing.
To be honest, I haven't watched anybody. I've seen a little bit of the gameplay, but I don't understand what I'm looking at. The world, I don't understand the.
I don't, but I want
I have to actually play it.
It looks so gorgeous and phenomenal.
It is gorgeous.
It really does.
Amazing.
Outstanding. Mm-hmm. I think Sony has done a great job as well. Their studios for making some fantastic games. I just finished Spider-Man and just the beauty they fit into these games.
Just to go off topic a little bit and go into that Spider-Man, they were one of the first games to fully optimize RTX. Well, fully make use of RTX, aren't they? And it really does show.
Oh, it does. I'll be showing that off on Wednesday. But definitely the RTX, like just the little atmospheric effects of electricity coming off of villains' body parts and stuff. It just looks amazing. I mean, it really does. It actually arcs and crackles in the air. It's really, really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
But no, of course. Like I said, these are all recently announced games for PSVR 2. You've got it's kind of like a kayak simulator here. This actually looks really silly, but it looks like something I would love to spend some time on. Actually, shoot your
I bet that's good fun, actually, mate. To be honest,
I think it is.
The whole 3D thing and everything.
Yeah, I mean, this is where VR is first going to start. The novelty of VR has not wore off yet. If anything, no one's really got the chance to experience it. And these are the type of games where we're all finally going to get to jump in when we all start getting our PSVR 2s and our other headsets and whatnot. And we're going to be wowed. And for the first year or two of the VR becoming a lot more mainstream, I think we're going to see a lot of things like this, where it's just really getting to explore worlds in VR. It's nothing more than just that exploration factor.
The games all felt like mini games, and now they're going to start to feel like complete things, which I think is going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, stunning.
More
and
complex.
of course, it's kind of 4K as well for each eye, isn't it? Or fairly close to.
It's supposed to be high res for each eye.
Yeah.
Really. Well, there you go.
It's going to be an amazing experience.
Right, Pavlov is another big game.
Who doesn't love a pavlova?
But yeah, that is coming to VR. What else have we got here? This is one that I thought looked really, really interesting.
Of course it did. Song in the Smoke.
What are you trying to insinuate there, Rob? What are you trying to say?
It's a roll your own
dinosaurs! Look at that.
No, it's a survival game, but in VR. That's what I was really took away by it.
A roll your own game.
Look.
That's cool. Now that's cool, man.
Yes, yeah. No, I thought this looked really incredible.
But see, now this looks like a full-fledged game and not one of those little like proof of
Demo
concept
thing.
like
No,
demos.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
things like that kayak and whatever. This is as I say, it's just proving the novelty of VR, and people are going to fall in love with it for the first couple of years that they first get their hand on these headsets. But this is where we really want to see it heading, is in the games with stories and exploration and the things that we've already got in our current games, but adapted to this new.
I think VR. I think VR and cloud are going to be merged, or like they're going to go
that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
hand in hand, because these worlds are so complex and need to be so large that I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be awesome in the future anyway.
I see cloud, VR, metaverse, and even Neuralink all merging together within the next 20 or 30 years, and it's going to create tech that we can't even imagine right now.
True. It'd be like Back to the Future. You play that game?
Speculation.
Speculation's at the door.
Filter. Oh.
Yeah, I think that No Man's Sky. I agree with you, Durgan. No Man's Sky and Gran Turismo VR.
That looks like the Power Glove.
Now, this is what I'm excited about. Being
I was going to say, I've not got a lot to say about this, but I reckon Ray really would.
Well, I on my old PS4 VR, I had a football game, and this is awesome. Looking at
now, are you the quarterback?
So what he's doing, just like a quarterback, you have your.
You got to reach down between the center's legs to get the ball.
So before,
I don't know if I want to be back there in VR. I'm just saying.
You got. So it looks like that play right there. That looks like it's a play action play, or it looks like a short throw. It looks like the guy's gonna get a slant play down the middle.
I don't know. He might be. This might be a doctor simulator. Oh, never mind.
The Doctor Simulator.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about this. This looks cool.
We actually have Doc in the chat.
Doc isn't impressed.
In it, saying, it's not that good.
He's not impressed.
No, but Doc has high standards.
Oh, he didn't. You know what? He hasn't even played it. You gotta play it.
Some more cool little indie style games. I mean, VR again. You're not going to see a lot of AAA blockbusters for VR yet.
Not first time around.
As we say, it's all proof of concept.
It would be very interesting if they get Alex on it, because that's one of the most impressive VR games from what I've heard.
Which one?
Alex.
Alex. Yeah, Alex is amazing. Mm-hmm. It's from the Half-Life crew. Yes, Half-Life Alex. Yeah, it's stunning.
You can literally open doors to block bullets, and
it's amazing. Cool stuff. I'd love to see that come to PSVR too.
No doubt.
Yeah, love that. This is like what's that Rocky movie with the dude with the United States flag shorts? What's that one called again?
Rocky.
Don't ask me about Rocky movies.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, Rocky.
What, Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4.
Yeah, one of them.
If only I could remember the boxer's name. Yeah. If only I could remember the boxer's name.
Smack my face up.
Moving on swiftly.
Creed. There he is. Creed is right. It's Creed. That's who it was.
That's the
right.
one. That's the
Creed.
Yeah, Creed.
My daughter loves Fire Emblem. My daughter loves Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem. I've never been one for playing it. As I say, I'm not much of a JRPG player, but I was actually talking to Ninja Guy X earlier today during one of his streams, and he loves the Fire Emblem series. He was informing me that they've been around for years and years, ever since the Game Boy Advanced.
Massive stories and a massive audience as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he said there's over 10 or 12 Fire Emblems now. Not all main story, but there's massive series, and this is their next big addition to the series. This came out, I believe it was Is it today or is it last week? Or it's due very shortly.
Release date 20th
Where are we looking?
of
20,
January.
yes. No,
Yeah.
this was for last week's, yes.
Yeah.
Right, so Nintendo has had over 50 different games released over the past 2 weeks. So I just didn't want to go
Wow.
through the whole list. Yeah, I didn't
No.
want to go through the whole list. It seemed kind of pointless. This was their number one out of the whole lot. This was their big blockbuster out of all the
Ooh.
50 titles. But one thing I did want to highlight is, as of 3 days ago, Nintendo has just had a massive sale go on for all its third-party titles. So you're not going to see anything like Fire Emblem Engage go on deal. You're probably not going to see Pokemon, but all the other things, you might see something like their Mortal Kombat on sale. You might see something like what's that, Windbreaker on sale. They've got a lot of stuff on there at the minute, and that's expected to go on until, I think it's about halfway through till next month. But I would check that out ASAP and see what they've got.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Ever since I played my daughter's Switch at Christmas, I've just got a hankering. But I can't have PSVR 2, a MacBook, and a Switch. Not unless the lottery comes my way. And as I haven't done it, I can't, can it? Got to be in it to win it.
Yeah, you got to play to win. That's my problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm never playing.
No. Right, haven't you got any money more? We got to be.
Last thing,
Yes.
final thing. This is GFN's, not this week's. It is last week's. Actually, I apologise. So GFN releases on Thursdays. This isn't
Yes.
last week's. It's the week prior's, and then
Oh,
this will be last week's because we don't get GFN news for another 2 days.
Yes.
So this is all a little bit outdated, folks, and I do apologise. But I do what I can with the information I've got.
This looked good, this Tortuga thing, didn't it?
It's very interesting.
Tortuga,
Yeah.
yes, it does. Yeah,
The ships look beautiful. The water simulation looks really good. No idea about the combat. I don't know if I want to spend the $25 to see if it's good, but it's right up my alley though. It's what I wanted. Sea of Thieves, or not Sea of Thieves. The one that's not coming out.
Skull and
Bones. Yeah, it's like
this game does have my interest.
it does.
Yeah.
and it's not the only one that's came out on GFN this week. We've also had other big games like Epistory, the Type and Chronicles. It was something else that we saw on Stadia.
That was given away free, by the way, David. It was through the Epic Games
on
Store.
Epic Games
On
Store.
Epic,
You're correct. So if you claimed it in time, you'll now be able to play it on GFN.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
we've
okay, says Dorrigan. He's referring to Tortufu.
Tortuga.
I do love a Tortufu. Have you had Tortufu, boys?
It gets stuck in my craw. I don't know.
It's an Italian dessert. It's very nice. Very, very nice.
I thought they had to do with tofu. Now I'm on board.
No.
You said dessert. I'm back
Tortufu
on
is-
board.
It's like a chocolate bomb, with a crispy chocolate outer coat, and you crack into the middle, and it's chocolate ice cream, and it's got a gooey chocolate center.
That
And,
sounds great.
Tortufu.
Making me hungry.
Yeah.
Grab another one.
Tortuga.
No, we have chocolate syrup in a bottle that we pour over the ice cream, and it hardens over the ice
Yes. We used to get that when I was a kid. What's it called? Hardened in gooey chocolate sauce.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tracy.
I was just about to say, Tracy's just pointed out something
Yes.
incredibly useful.
Yes, thank you so much. She says that you can get it until the 26th, free on
cream.
Epic,
Tracy.
the Epistory
Yes, she's right.
game.
Yep,
Yeah,
she
she's
is
right.
absolutely
She's
right.
Yep.
Wonderful. That's
Well
wonderful.
spotted. Yeah.
Hello Neighbor 2 was another one that we had on Stadia, and that is released both for Steam and Epic. Shadow Tactics Echo's Choice, I believe. I don't know if this is a standalone game that extends one of the Shadow Tactics games, or if it's actually a DLC for one of the Shadow Tactics games. It might be a DLC. I'd have to double check on that one. But these are all of GFN's releases for last week. Like I said, I apologise I can't get this week's, but we're a couple days out. Right, and that is the gaming news.
Awesome.
Everything coming.
Yeah, well, you know what he deserves, because he deserves it.
Yes, he does.
Hey, woohoo! Well done, my friend. Awesome work. All that research and everything. And Bear played a starring role as well.
Yes.
Good old
Love
Bear.
Bear.
I love
Hello.
Bear. I love Bear. Right, guys, are you ready to find out who was the winner
Let's do it.
of Forspoken and GeForce Now Ultimate for a
Cross
month?
your paws, Pete.
What?
Yeah, not just.
Like you
not, oh.
Might be a spare.
Oh, don't, mate. I can't. No, it's too cool. The good news is it is somebody we know, but the bad news is it ain't Bear. So sorry, Bear. Yeah. Here we go. It was. Hang on. Let's get this one of these. Where is it? That one.
Hey, that's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Ready? Beautiful.
Hey!
All the way
Germany
from
in the
Germany.
house.
Yes. Well done,
Guten
my friend.
Tag.
In the house.
Well done. Let's have a little round of applause. Congratulations. Absolutely awesome. So I do have your email address because you had to enter it when you entered. So I will be sending you a little email later with codes and all sorts of stuff. So congratulations and brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Don't forget Hogwarts Legacy is coming up in about 2 weeks, I think.
Crossing my fingers for that one, Rokk.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you haven't entered for Hogwarts, you can by just going to rockshow.com and rockshow.com. Click at the top, it says giveaways, and then you can enter from there. And I'll be adding more in the near future. So, because I need to have a couple of months ahead now, guys. I mean, William, actually, I meant Wilson, but in truth, I meant David, because I'm not calling anybody by that, certainly. David, what have we got coming up in the next couple of months? You know, have we got any big bangers
We've
coming
got
up
some
in
massive games in the next couple of months. We've got Warlong Fallen Dynasty that's due out March 3rd.
That could be the one.
Have Atomic Hearts, which is coming out about halfway through February.
That's right.
Oh,
Both
Atomic
massive
Hearts, yes.
titles. Hogwarts, as you've already mentioned, is due out in a couple of short weeks.
Yeah.
Some
Awesome.
huge titles.
There's some great ones
Starfield's
there.
even due out, although we don't have a date for it. But
Yeah.
Starfield is due any moment now.
Zelda, but that's only on
Zelda. There you
Switch.
go.
Yeah.
I could do a Switch
Rokk, on your
Switch.
giveaway for Hogwarts, is that a certain platform or any platform?
No, for Hogwarts, it's any platform.
Oh, wow.
So Forspoken was PC only, but Hogwarts is on any platform. And I just got to remind myself, but I think you can also, it's not just the game, it's also your choice. Let me just pull it up a second. It's your choice of GeForce Now Ultimate. And this is actually a massive one, Hogwarts. Let me just go there. So Hogwarts on any platform of your choice, plus 60 days, 2 months of either Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, PlayStation Plus Premium, or GeForce Now Ultimate. So you get to choose any platform and any one of those for 2 whole months. So it's a massive giveaway in February.
Now get in on that because that is an exceptional giveaway.
Yeah.
So don't miss out on your chance to win that.
Get in there.
Can I just ask Rokk, both on Forspoken and on Hogwarts, will they be available on GFN if you get the PC version?
So at the moment, we're not aware. I'm not aware that they're coming to either platform, and Forspoken haven't mentioned coming to the cloud in any of their promotional material. Okay. The reality is that we don't really know, even as ambassadors. We only get told about 2 or 3 days ahead of the press release on a Thursday, which games are coming for the next week. So I never want to say never, and because I've got to choose games so many weeks and months down the road, I can't afford to sit back and wait and hear.
No, exactly.
I need people to so that's why I throw GeForce Now in there as a thing, but obviously with Forspoken, and I may be surprised. May find tomorrow that they say, hey, we're actually dropping it for Forspoken. We don't know usually we don't know until Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they publish on Thursday. But my guess is not in the short term for Forspoken, possibly for Hogwarts though, because it's coming out and it's such a big game, but until nearer the time. So I can't afford to hang about and wait and see. So I just go for the big games. The big games. That's what we want, the big games. Gentlemen, let's go back to our welcome screen. And thank you so much. What a fantastic show. Oh, look at this. Hang on. That's the wrong welcome screen. That's too many people. Let's do this one instead. There we go. And Little Bear as well. Oh, little bear. So lovely. Seeing him now a bigger bear, you see, than the one before. Gents, thank you so much for a fantastic show. What a corker. Let's go round the table, find out what you're all up to. William, what you got coming up, my good friend?
Tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming a little bit of Spider-Man. Spoilers, I'm going to be finishing the game another time because I thought the epic fight was so cool. I wanted to stream it at 2K 60 for all of its crispy glory with RTX on and all that. It is incredible. But that's what I'm doing Wednesday. And then Friday, we're doing a community stream for Among Us again. And Rokk, you should really join us, man. It is a lot of fun.
The problem I have, I'd love to, but the only problem I have, mate, is when I finish my show, I'm literally dashing in for my dinner and spending a little bit of time with the missus. And by the time all that's done, you guys are usually done. So, but one day I will, I promise.
Can I just say though, Rokk, you could play it on anything. It is available on mobile phone, and it's completely.
Yep.
It's completely.
You could be sitting at dinner and still be playing with it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, yes. It's completely crossplay, and it's on every platform.
DIVORC.
Dinner is family time.
One day, guys. Well, if you're playing it a weekend or something at any point, I'll definitely jump in.
We do sometimes. We do it off stream, don't we, lads? We sometimes gather around and get a few people in the
I've
Discord.
never played it, mate, so it would be interesting to. Well, I hear Paul Ray is always being picked on, bullied.
Yeah. Well, it's all about lying and stuff and pretending you're not the killer and stuff. And
I'm like not the killer, and they still boot me up.
Still, mate, I would play just to back you up, brother. You know,
he really is like the black guy who always gets killed first. He really is.
What, like in Star Trek?
Yeah, the red shirt. Yeah,
the red shirt guy.
Red shirt.
Yeah.
Every single time he just gets
like, Captain Kirk and Bones and that other guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, you just knew it every week, didn't you? You just knew it. Bless him. And Raymond, what have you got coming up, my friend?
Well, tonight I do a sports show with my good friend VetCloud Gaming. You can go to at Sports Talk 101 or VetCloud Gaming. We talk about the football, not soccer football, but American football, and it's the playoff. Later on, though, I am going to be streaming on RayRay3473 on Twitch TV. I will be doing Monster Hunter Rise. Those that are interested and want to see, I might have a couple of my mates jump in and play with me. So yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. And then one thing I do want to say, and not to spoil it, but my prayers go out in California. We had not one, but 2 back-to-back mass
shootings.
I just want to say my prayers and my heart go out to the family. It's really...
This was all around the Lunar New Year as well, wasn't it?
One was in Monterey Park, which is outside of LA, but one Half Moon Bay, I used to manage some property around that
Which
corner.
was the one where the guy jumped in and disarmed...
Monterey.
That's an amazing piece of video. It just
it's
just like I'm going to stop this.
I just want to say huge mental health awareness, and we got to get these guns off the streets. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that, Ray. Absolutely. Prayers to everybody. David, it's a bit hard for you to follow that, my friend, but what have you got coming up?
God, I'm in the middle of moving, Rokk, as you know, and it's not going well. It's just
bless you, dude.
All it's doing is breaking my back and tiring me out, and I got boxes absolutely everywhere. I got boxes here, I got boxes here. I'm literally surrounded by boxes at the minute.
Who have we got who's up in your neck of the woods? Is Eddie up in your neck? Who can we get to pop over and help our 4th band member with his boxes and stuff? Because he can't put them on the back of Bear. You've seen the size of him.
I was going to say, I've got a bear, you know. Yeah, he's stronger than he looks. He's just hibernating at the minute, Rokk.
He's stronger than he looks.
Oh, bless him. Well, mate, I hope you get it sorted soon.
We will.
Yeah, good on you, dude. And you got any more streams planned? Because you've been doing a bit of Elden Ring.
I just put it on every now and then when I'm messing around in the morning. Yeah. Like I say, for the people, when I'm in Discord with a few of the lads and I'm waiting for the rest of them to all start waking up, I'll put a stream on for them to notice in the morning. So David _Wilsonian, but I don't do it to try and get viewers or anything. I'm not trying to do streams, so it's not always the most interesting. Oftentimes I'm sat there without a mic. I'm stood there on a pause menu. It's just something something open for the people in the morning. So if you're, well, I say on the morning for American morning, it's usually between 12 and 2 our time.
Oh right, okay. So it is early in the morning.
Yeah, it's usually earlier in the
for us,
yeah.
not for our friends. No,
it's around when they're all waking up usually.
it's about 8 p.m. I'm guessing 8 p.m. your time, William. Is it 2 a.m. our time? It's around there, I think.
No, it's 12 to 2 p.m. our time. 2 p.m. our time. So it's like
2
p.m.
p.m.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's
they're just when they're
morning.
waking up, as you rightly said. Yeah. Yes. Oh dear, I tell you what, I'm away with the fact fairies, that's for sure.
What are you doing tonight, Rock?
Yeah, what am I doing?
Sounds.
Yeah, what am I doing? So I've got Rock around the clock for the rest of the week, of course. Friday is our big end of month Team Rock members giveaway for everybody in the Plus zone, and giving away Resident Evil Village this Friday. That's a good one. Yeah, it's a good game.
That is a good one.
Yeah. Of course,
You haven't
Rock
played
players
any of the Resident Evil games.
You've not?
Is that on GeForce now?
Yes. No. No, it's not.
I was just thinking that would look great on a 4080 tier, man.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't on. And I don't understand why either. But it is on Boosteroid because I've played it there.
Gotcha.
And then Thursday, Rock Players with Bjorn and myself this Thursday. Not sure yet who we're going to have on.
Star panel. I've seen that they always have some
VIP panel. Yeah,
VIP
absolutely. VIP panel. It's the way it's going to go. So lots of good stuff coming up, guys. Thank you so much. You are amazing. It's been a cracking week. Loads of content. It's all coming together. It's good, isn't it? And thank you as well, you fantastic audience, for enjoying our little strum. We even had Sting pop in from the police at one point. Did
Exciting.
Did a little bit of Roxanne and Pink Slip. That was good.
Oh man.
We will see you all next week. Say goodbye, guys.
Take care, folks.
Peace, guys. Be safe out there.
Goodbye,
Love you guys.
guys.